to episode 12 of Karjaka and Coffee. This is season 2, in case you've forgotten. And today, just a very elegant, simple mug. Sometimes it's not even really elegant. It just feels good. I like this. I got this mug a couple months ago from a friend, Leanne. Hey. And yeah. The remnants of some Wisconsin coffee inside. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about your embouchure today. What is that? What's an embouchure? Well, I came from a musical upbringing. I have a couple master's degrees in music practically. And I studied clarinet and bass clarinet, and I've toured the world on music. And it really kind of shaped how I built my eye, how we've built our portraits and all the visual arts that we make, and the other art that I make along with me and my team. And that being said, is when we're making art, like with our embouchure, it's like you have a clarinet. I probably should have brought out the clarinet, but we just don't have that kind of time. So you have a mouthpiece. And the mouthpiece of that clarinet, there are 400,000 different kind of clarinet mouthpiece out there. And there are 400 different kinds of reeds out there. Now you can spend with any craft, with like photography, for example, or anything else that you can think of. Like there are different combinations and ways that you can make that clarinet reed vibrate on that mouthpiece and make it sing into the world. It's very exciting. But at the end of the day, you might not be in a perfect condition for your mouthpiece. The mouthpiece might be working differently, or the clarinet might be having trouble. And you've got the reed as well that might be vibrating a little differently. The options are is you can swap out mouthpieces and reeds and ligatures, or try to get a different clarinet, or you could adapt the situation. That was a lesson I learned in 2009 from my clarinet professor, Kevin Schempf, back in Bowling Green, Ohio, was the fact that, yes, you've got all these variables in life when it comes to performing, but at the end of the day, when the job is on the line, can you adapt to your situation? Can you lean into whatever the problem is, whatever the difficulty is? Or will you just cave to your surrounding situation, or the fact that the clarinet might not be speaking well? If you've been following these Karjaka and Coffees, we're now shooting on a variety of different cameras. This is the Canon R5, of which we've been provided by Photocare from. So hey guys, thanks so much. Anyway, but there are inherent problems with this camera, as there are with any camera. Learning curves and little problems here. And so as we've been recording these and our fashion work and our Karjaka video portraits and so on and so forth, we find these little moments of difficulty. Now, here's the thing. We can complain about it, or you can lean into the difficulty. If you've noticed that these portraits of Karjaka and Coffee are now a little bit more cinematic, we're spending some time with lighting, but also we've been shooting with this 85mm lens, which is a beautiful lens. Hey, Photocare. But the problem is also it means we can't get a huge, set. It means that everything is very close. So we could either put the tripod, 40 feet down the way, or we could use it, bring it a little closer, and have a nice tight portrait for these now horizontal landscape Karjaka and Coffee podcasts. So when you have these variety of different issues, difficulties, you can look at things and complain about it, gripe about it, or how do we make this work in the situation that we're presented? We were just talking about this, Justin and I, with this camera, for example, the autofocus struggles for a variety, and it's infinite settings. It struggles for whatever reason in this room. So Justin came up with this brilliant plan to set up the autofocus initially and then move it into manual. And now for the most part, I should be in focus for the majority of this. But we looked at the problem. We decided on set how to make things, how to pivot, how to work, adapt, and we move on. And that's what it's like working with me, Alexander Karjaka, with Justin here on these Karjaka and Coffee podcasts. But not only that, but in the studio or in video or whatever we're working on. Lean into the difficulty. Build an embouchure that can adapt rather than having to be dependent on that reed. Anyway, it's a little bit of music intertwined with photos today. I try to do a little bit more of that these days. This is episode 12 of season 2 of Karjaka and Coffee. I'm Alexander Karjaka, wishing you happy music making, photo taking. Don't forget to like, subscribe to all things that we do. That is Karjaka. Thank you. Cheers.